Hello, Ray Lee with Speedboat Magazine here with another episode of the Boats and Bros podcast. We are here with my brother, Myrick Coil, and world champion of Team Jackhammer, Reese Langheim. Hi, Reese.
Hey, what's going on, everybody?
How are you?
Good. How y'all doing?
Good. Congratulations on your world championship from Key West.
Thank you. Thank you.
That
It
was
exciting.
quite a performance of all 3 days.
Yeah, you guys dominated for sure.
Yeah, we had a good run of boat. We had some good. We had a good setup, so
Yeah.
it worked all. I mean, weather worked out. We had a little bit of rough water the last day. Obviously, we had smooth water the first 2 days, so we had a good setup for sure.
Yeah, I'll have to
Is that-
admit,
is that-
I like calm water.
Well, it
But-
makes my boobs don't jiggle so much whenever you do that. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
When you're a bigger fella like myself, you know what I mean? The boobs jiggle a lot
sexy.
every
Yeah.
minute.
So, is that what you attribute the dominating performance in Key West? Is you just nailed the setup each day? Because
I
you guys
think
took
so.
all 3 days.
I think so. Now in the setup, we had, Julian basically does all of our setting up, and at Manatee Marine, they take the boat after every race and just basically tear it apart and get it all cleaned up, all the bolts, the spark plugs, wires, all that, etc. Whatever needs done, then guys
Yeah.
get it done. So that makes a big thing.
Yeah, these 300Rs are a lot more. We have to maintenance them a lot more than we used to have to maintenance the two strokes, to be honest. And it's mostly related to power head bolts, or not power head, but the motor mount bolts will loosen up, and once they loosen up a little bit, it gets play in them and they break. But we broke them in Sarasota, but it was just due to not really knowing that we had to take all that apart to fix it, and paid off.
Yeah, we broke them last year in Key West, which was 2 years ago. We broke ours, and that kind of put us out the whole time. But it's them bolts is something else,
Yeah.
But I mean, it does. You got to tighten bolts. You got to do everything, and I'm blessed. I have a great team behind me that works it. It's not even just me. I mean, me and Julian's like brothers from another mother. He's like my smaller brother. You know what I'm talking about, Myrick?
The little guy.
Just
Yeah.
a little guy. But no. Julian's the heart of our race team, I can tell you that. Then the Maldonados, they put all their time and effort in for sure to make it, and I just drive away.
Yeah.
That's good.
Well, Julian, is this your first full season with him on the throttles with you, right? Because you're running with his dad, Ricky, previous to Julian coming on board with you.
Yeah, this is our first year, and we have a good time. Him and my wife Sara are partners on Manatee Marine, so it kind of felt like more of a home for us to kind of do it together. Ricky does a great job. He's on the 450 boat racing with Doug Wright, and Julian and me said, "Hey, let's try this and see how to do it." And as soon as we got in the boat, I'm telling you, it's like, was it like peas and carrots, or kind of like a candy cane. We wrapped around each other, and we made it happen. You know what
That's
I mean?
perfect.
Yeah.
It was perfect. It was, So yeah, we do a lot of things together, and we talk.
So your
every
first
day to make it
full
happen.
year together, and you are the national and world champions. So congratulations.
Very
No,
impressive.
the nationals we didn't get it. So
Oh,
we
you
did the
didn't?
world champion. No, heck no. I was in our last race. What was that? Sarasota. Was that our last race?
Yeah.
Before Key
I
West.
thought, it was. So Sean
All right.
Trente got it then.
Yeah,
Yeah,
because
well,
I
yeah.
tried to pass Sean Trente on the inside and ran right over a buoy. All I had to do is finish that race. That's all.
All you had to
that's
do
all
is.
I had to do.
Oh man.
And we got a competitive side of us. I can tell you, it's me and Julian's like, "Do you want to try for this? You want to stay back?" I'm like, "Buddy, we're here to win. Let's just see if we could do it." And, we got that buoy.
You couldn't. You tried, but you couldn't.
Yeah, we tried, but we couldn't. We just wanted to try to pass and do it. But Sean's a good competitor. Myrick,
Oh, yeah.
Performance, all you guys.
Yeah,
I mean, our whole group is phenomenal.
Yeah, I think we got
it's-
third in that one. You guys were second, and Sean. But yeah, and I remember now that they're the national champions. I guess I should pay closer attention to what's going
Yeah.
on.
That's all right. If you would just show up every once in a while to the meetings and stuff, we got you.
Yeah.
You know, it's not always about holding Missy's hand, walking down the streets all the time at 2:30, 3 o'clock in the morning with my wife
whatever.
chasing you at
Whatever.
Key West.
No, that only happened once. Yeah. That was many years ago, too.
Yeah. You guys had that love for each other, love, hate for each other for a few minutes.
Speaking of that, you've got a big family that comes to the races with you. Your beautiful wife, Sara, and Connor's first race here in Key West. And then,
how cool is that?
Yeah, how cool is that? And well, yeah. So how is it being a dad, since I haven't experienced this yet, and most likely will one day, to see your son out on the race course as you're spectating?
I'll tell you what, Ray seen it. He's seen it in the first hand. The first race, it was a nail biter. I'm telling you, I've never been so nervous in my life until you see your kid out there. Whenever your kid's out there, everything just stops on time, and you sit there and pace back and forth. And Ray had the privilege of seeing me on the first day, and he's like, "What do you think of this?" I said, "Hold on a second, Ray. I'll talk to you in a minute. Let's see what happens here." And
That's funny.
honestly, it was a phenomenal experience. Connor did a great job. He got third there, but obviously you got to win one race, or you got to race one race before you can be the world champion.
Yeah,
so,
to be in contention for the world championship.
So, and that's one thing. We knew that going in. Connor was going in for fun. I would love to say he was going in for fun, a great time. And he did. He had a ball, And then we ran Inglewood right after that. We won Inglewood, and Connor ran in Inglewood and did a phenomenal job as well there.
That's awesome. Well, I spoke to him in between races, and he definitely is hooked. I mean, he's just chomping at the bit for the next race, right? And so, how long was this a seed of an idea before it actually came together and put together a race team and put him out on the water?
So, was it Clear Sarasota, I believe? He had a boat. They were going to run that new class. He put a boat together. They all took it out there, and they wanted him to just basically run it by himself and, do all that stuff. And I'm going to tell you, that's not what he wants to do. He's not. Yeah. We got some competitiveness in us. We're not going to sit there and race by ourselves. We're not them people,
Yeah.
So.
Well, going down the family, Coil is a big fisherman, and I love fishing too. So I'm always watching him on social media, and then when I get to see him at the races, asking how fishing's been and stuff like that. So I think that's always cool.
Kel is the biggest fan. Kel's Myrick's fan. He's one of them that is all about watching you fish and what's the hot spots at the lake. You guys always talk about the fish stuff. I'm going to tell you, I'm far from the fisherman. I don't even know how to fish. You know what I mean? I can't even hook a worm. Probably not. So
you probably
his first tournament, he goes, "Hey, Reese, why don't you come out with me on the boat?" And I was like, "All right, this will be cool." And I was like, "Where's the minnows and the worms at?" And he's like, "You can't do that. You can only use artificial bait." And I'm like, "What the heck? How do you do that?" But that's how I know much about fishing. But I know how to fish a little bit. But that kid's got it going on, and he looks up to you guys, and I'm glad to see. No different in racing. We all look up to the racers. When I was younger, I looked up to you guys. I looked up. Myrick's been racing for a long time. How many years you been racing?
As a driver, I think my first race was in 05 or 06.
Yeah. So see,
there was a lull after that. But as a crew member, 2001. So 20 years.
That's awesome. I worship the ground you walk on, Myrick.
Whatever.
I want to be like you, bro. I want to be. when I was a
wanna be
kid,
like
I was
you.
like, I want to be like Myrick for sure.
So
So,
is that
Well,
how you got into
you're beaten.
offshore racing?
yeah, how I got into offshore, my wife, Sara, asked me, she said, what do you want to do for your birthday? Well, my birthday's in July, and we own a concrete business, so it's really hard to get out in July. And I'm like, hey, babe, let's go to the Key West boat races. And I'm going to tell you, I went there and definitely got hooked. As soon as you see them,
hundreds of thousands of dollars later.
hundreds of thousands of dollars later, the fans, but I'm going to tell you that the fans, the people, the kids, the families, this is a phenomenal thing that is kind of like a hidden gem until somebody shows up. How many thousands of people go watch us race? It's crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what I always said for sponsors, for people like that. I mean, how many people do you get to see? How many people
Yeah.
come to this stuff?
Well, and I always talk about how the boat is a giant billboard, and then it's great when you have a sponsor. We're fortunate enough to have sponsors that have been in other motorsports, say for example, dirt bikes or drag racing or, race cars. And, when they go there, they're talking about it being a parking lot that they go to, but when they go to watch a race, whether it's Michigan City or anywhere, they're on a beach. Sometimes there's bikinis, there's always water. So, you got that going for you. So you put up the tents and you load up some coolers and put it out there. And the sponsors really think that's a cool deal when they come and, you give them the VIP treatment. And Key West is even really cool too when you go on the outer mole and they have VIP tents out there, and or we have tents set up, for Performance Boat Center. Since we're a sponsor of that race, we can set up our tent, and then we have, customers and fans and stuff like that we can invite out there to give them the bird's eye view of the race, I guess I'd say. So,
Of course, you're talking about Monster Energy, who sponsors your MCON team.
well, Monster Energy or FASS Diesel Systems,
Yeah.
So, yeah, and Monster, is a sponsor of the race too down there. So they have, VIP tents for their group also. It was pretty neat sitting there watching a race. Somebody comes up and puts their arm around me. I look over to the right and it's Kurt Busch. Like, you guys gonna do it today? So I'm like, and he really gets into it. It's neat. He's been to the Key West races a couple of times. I know I saw him in the marathon. He actually got in the boat, even though the Super Cat race was canceled and stock class was canceled. But yeah. Anyway, it's pretty neat when that happens. Especially
I saw him last year. I didn't see him this year.
Yeah, he was down there. So Reese, you got to explain Jackhammer, name of your boat.
Jackhammer was obviously I'll go back to when I first started. Is we went to Key West, and me and my wife was there, and I was only there for it started with on the ride of the airplane. The airplane took us straight into Key West, and Dan and Chrissy and my wife, all them guys, all the boater people of the lake.
Yep, lake people.
I actually met them all. It's probably been 8 years ago. I met them all the lake people on the plane, and they were just talking and this and that. And it started with that because lake people are awesome. That's kind of our hometown, I guess you could say. But I was doing that, and I sit there and watch the race first day, and I'm like, dude, I have to do this. This is so cool. And I literally told Sara, I said, hey, babe, I'm going to tell you, we're going to be on a race team. And she's like, no, you won't. No, you won't. And I'm like, I have to. This is like the coolest thing ever. That you guys were doing phenomenal job out there. It was fun to watch. If you don't remember, Billy Moore ran over that year in that boat,
and he did the running over
he did the running over
Bob and Randy.
over Bob and Randy. That was the year that turned me on to everything. You know what I mean? It was such a fun. Steel team was out there. All these guys were out there, and it was like a cool thing. So I went back home and was shopping for boats, and finally found a race team.
Yeah.
You know, that's
And
how it worked.
remind me, what was your first boat?
It was a blade. I
Blade.
bought a blade from Australia, a guy named Jim Harris. I bought that race team over there. It was Hog's Breath Racing. And we bought that team, and we took over from there. It was actually, it's been nothing but fun. You know, your first 2 years was challenging. My first 2 years was, you know, Myrick probably seen me upside down more than I wanted to be upside down. That was not, that takes expensive.
How many times?
I made it 5, I believe. I
Oh.
made it 5 times upside down.
That's a good round. That's a good round number.
Yeah, and I don't need to change it anymore. I don't know
Yeah.
if you guys know, we got some LPC fans that will be listening to us, but I think me and Lauren might be doing well there with each other.
You guys are going for the record.
Yeah, you don't want to. You don't want to move on to the next hand.
Yeah, no, I'm done. I'm done with it. This hand's all we want. Knock on wood. This is all we want. You know, this is
That's
all
funny.
we got. But yeah, I mean, it was challenging too. I mean, I'm going to tell you this for the new people upcoming. You know, you know as much as I do, Myrick. It was a challenging thing. You know.
Oh yeah. I mean, literally, my first race, and I'm like, how do these guys do this? You know, and how are they so fast out here, even in the rough stuff? But yeah, you got to just keep taking notes and you know, just trying new things and different propellers and heights and weights, and finally it'll come to you, and you'll start to get to the front of the pack.
Yeah, and like I remember the time I flipped over, I told Sara, man, it would be a lot cheaper if we would just buy a boat shop. And she's like, I said, this would be so much easier. And,
Yeah.
Me and Julian was sitting there talking one night, and I was like, man, we got to have a boat shop. You want to run a boat shop? And he's like, hey, let's do it. And we ended up buying a boat shop in Palmetto, Florida, right next to Bradenton, Florida. And him and Julian and Sara run it. They do a good job, and they keep our boat together.
So obviously service, sales, stuff like that.
Service, sales. We're Carolina skiff dealer. We sell H-craft boats, which you guys, I think, has got one on consignment right now. I've seen.
Yeah. The white one that you were. I don't know. I think it was maybe the original one that you had come over.
Yeah, that was our demo boat. That's a nice boat.
Where are those boats built?
Them are built in Dubai.
Really?
So, them are.
Have you ever been? Have you ever been to the factory?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
The factory is second to none. I
Really?
mean, they have your mouth would drop how cool it is. That's second to none. The craftsmanship they have, the pride that every employee has. You
That's
know,
cool.
the pride.
I knew they were from overseas.
I swear they don't want a paycheck. They just want to see the finished product, because the pride that the employees put into it is just, I'm telling you, second to none. You know,
that's cool.
We do actually do Valor boats. Them are just a new brand, cat brand. They do a 27, and we obviously still do the Victory US boats. You know, so the cat boats, the 35, the 32s. That's kind of that's a rundown of what we do. And then there's service, rigging. They do a lot of things. They keep our boat together. That's a good thing, and they make us win.
That's got to be tough with you behind the wheel.
I know.
I'll never forget. I'll never forget that time. I think it was Sheboygan where you come back in. I was like, he said, "Man, my seat broke loose." And I was just bouncing around in that thing all over the place. I was like, what?
Yeah, that was in Sheboygan the last day. It was crazy rough.
Yeah, and you won that race, correct? Or first or second? Because I know it was the two victories out front.
I won both of them. the first day and the second day at Sheboygan.
Oh yeah. I'm sorry. I
Yeah,
forgot. I
okay.
forgot. I
Yeah.
blocked that out of my mind.
Every once in a while, Myrick, just text me. I'll tell you when I'm winning.
Oh, okay. Thanks. I'll make sure not to text.
Or if you just take a look at Speedboat magazine, and they do after every race, they always put something online for every viewer.
They do.
And while we're there too.
Yeah, and they're there at every race to
that
talk
is great.
to you and do that.
I always know
that one. The first race was smooth. It was a nice, smooth race. Felt good. Second race, I'm going to tell you, it makes a fat guy jiggle. I broke my seat. I broke my seat rest. I was like, I didn't even know what way I was going. I looked like Gumby inside there. And all I heard was Julian going, "How's that going, Reese? How's that going?" If anybody knows Julian, he has many words for nothing.
Yeah.
He just like, "Hey, are you okay?" And that's how it is. We got such an easy thing going there. So.
Yeah,
For
probably a little bit different than being in the boat with his dad. I'm sure his dad's a mile. This guy seems like he's 100 miles an hour standing on the dock. I mean, he's go.
Yeah.
He's 100 miles an hour in the boat too.
Exactly.
I swear, if you could just put a hamster wheel in the boat, he'd just start running in it while he's throttling. He just a go, and then you got Julian. He gets back. He's singing the pontoon song. He's like, "Hey, what song do you want to hear now?" That's dead serious. That's how it is. We're driving along. He's like, "What song do you want to hear today?" And we're just going along. And it's like, holy cow! Now his dad was he probably already sung 17 songs and was flipped over backwards in the seat. But but they were all good times. They had. They all taught me. Ricky taught me a little bit, taught me some stuff. It was a good time, for sure.
What was it about the super stock class that attracted you and you focused your attention to go into that?
The competitiveness, I guess. That looked like a class. It was Ryan Beckley. I think when I went there that year, it was Ryan Beckley, Gary Blue. There was another person that was racing there, and then I think the following year, Bill Allen started racing there. When the year that I started,
the next year we did, I think 2019, maybe.
Yeah, then the next year you guys did, and it was growing. I would say I started 5 years ago, I believe, 5 or 6 years ago, and it just started growing and growing. That class is a phenomenal class. So everybody of us, we're all buddies. Myrick, you got Bill Allen, you got, we call him Hot Dog. He's driving the old Shadow Pirate boat, and you got, everybody there. Ryan Beckley, the whole group of people.
Both Sean's.
Yeah, Sean.
Jay
Sean
Mueller,
Trente.
Jay Mueller in the class now, and Chris Hopgood, such a nice guy.
You mentioned Lauren Peters earlier.
Yeah, Lauren Peters and Anthony Smith. There's a huge list of cool dudes. That's for sure.
And they're all good. We can go to the bar and we can all sit there and talk that. And as soon as we get out on the racetrack, I swear, I don't know how it is with you, but Lauren Peters got a magnet on his boat that I swear he just wants to run into me every time.
Yeah, I don't.
We just boom, boom.
Yeah.
It was us. A guy like that?
It was us and CR Racing when they were in stock class. We'd hit each other 2 times on the parade lap. I was glad when they took the parade laps away because we had already ran into boats everywhere during that slow. The boats are like ill handling at 50 miles an hour, compared to when you're really hauling ass, they actually handle better. But anyway.
No, that's what really made the crowd. That's what made the class.
Reese, after you got Team Jackhammer together, can you recount for us the first race and your feelings and what happened and your whole experience?
I remember the first race. I was at Cocoa Beach, and I remember this to this day. And they came up and they were asking all of us racers, "Are like, do you guys want to cancel the race? Do you want to cancel the race?" And I remember going, "What are you talking about canceling? We're offshore racers." And That's whenever, if you remember, they had 15-foot waves out there.
Yeah.
Do you remember that race?
Yeah, and it was it the one that it was the one that they had us really close to the surf. I think Wake Effects was out there and
Yep.
like put it up on its side or maybe even flipped over.
No,
I
they
forget.
didn't. They didn't flip over. They were down under the wave, and then we went way over top of them.
Jeez.
It was like a cool picture, but it was like, I think they were 15-footers, and they were like, the safety guys won't come out. They can't come and get you guys. Or we're gonna try our best to do it.
It
But it's kind of
rained
like,
the whole time. I think
oh
it
yeah,
rained the whole time.
it was enter at your own risk. I think I got third place in that race, and I was like, this is crazy. Why would somebody want to do this?
Yeah.
It would, but I still remember the day. And then this one guy was out there. He was drinking orange juice by the gallon, and he goes, "Hey Reese, this is your first race. Get some orange juice to make you feel good, and get some vitamin C." And I was like, "All right." And he drank a gallon. The next, I was out there watching him race, and that guy was puking out of his boat like no tomorrow. You could just see the
Oh,
orange juice just coming. That guy. So no, that was my first race. It was challenging. It was fun, but I never ever would have dreamed. You know, if every race is like that, I understand what people are saying about offshore racing, because there is sometimes it's challenging. It's, you never know when you go to a race, and you know it as Myrick. Like whenever we go there and we're trying to set up, we never know what the next day is. We go and test the first day, it might be calm water. The next day might have 5 or 6 footers. We don't
yeah.
know.
Yeah.
We don't know what we're going to run into. And you know,
I
I
tell
always say,
so many people you play meteorologist the whole time. Wind direction, currents, what's the tide doing, all that stuff, you know.
you know,
Mostly wind, but
that
yeah.
changes by the day too. You know,
Yeah.
we've had some races where it's been calm one morning, and then you
Or
know the rest.
halfway through the race. I mean, the wind will
Yeah,
switch up a little bit and the boat just either becomes better or worse. I mean, so you never know.
yeah. Inglewood this year was like that. It started out halfway smooth, and then it got rough in our race there. So
During the race it did.
during the race, oh my gosh, it was rough.
Wow.
But that's how quick it goes. You know, the change.
It does seem though, Reese, you and Julian performed very well in the rough stuff.
Oh yeah, our success is, I always said, is about my weight. You know, my weight in the boat makes a good boat fly. I swear. But no, I mean, we just I got Julian. You know, he doesn't have no kids. He has no worries in his life. He doesn't really. He's got a wonderful wife, Madison. But he has no care. And you know, when you get in a boat, you don't think about nothing. You just get in it and go.
Obviously,
And
he has no fear because there's times I look over at your guys' boat and it's so out of shape, and I'm like, how does it keep going?
And let me tell you, there's a lot of times in the boat we're like, how does this even keep going?
Yeah.
It's like,
Yeah.
but
I've always told Ray, I was like, man, I want to drive the Jackhammer boat one time in the rough just to feel how much different it feels than I said the same thing about the 222 boat in class 1. I always want to drive the good fast boats to see what I'm doing wrong or what something's capable of. I'm sure people think the same thing about us in the Super Cat or when we're rolling in the stock boat on calm water or whatever, but you know, it's just one of those things you just want to feel that feeling to see, you know, what it's like.
I'll tell you what, I've been blessed. The boat that we have has been great. You know what I mean? It's great on rough water. It's pretty good on smooth water. It's just it's an all around safe boat. I feel safe when I get in it. You know, we all want to come back to see our family. You know, there's fortunately
It'll obviously take a beating too, because you guys freaking like a jackhammer, I guess, like a jackhammer.
We give her all. You know, we do give her all, but it has always been. I've been blessed. You know, it feels like I got good equipment. I trust all the guys that are with me. I trust all the racers that are going out there. Our first corner gets a little scary, maybe. We kind of bite our tongue / lip, and we just want to see everybody come out of the first corner. That's always the toughest part. And then after that,
It's a race to one because that clean water matters a lot.
that makes a big difference. As soon as you're out front, it just seems like you can just keep going and going. You guys absolutely killed it. In your guys' boat, the Monster Energy boat, you guys are out front. In the Supercat, you guys are running all the time out front. You guys won the Nationals. You won everything, didn't you? This year?
Yeah, I actually just got told the other day too that we get to go into the APBA Hall of Champions again. So that's a pretty cool deal.
Wow. That's awesome. Congratulations.
Third time. Pretty neat.
That's great.
It's good. I love getting awards with Tyler. He's such a good dude, and
that's one family that loves boating right there.
Oh man.
Yeah.
That is, and talking about great people, Lindsay and Tyler, I've always been good friends with them guys and fans of them guys,
Yeah.
You guys are.
Yeah. Well, that's the common thread with all you guys is just the passion of boating and racing and competition and good sportsmanship. And so it's always fun seeing that on the water and then obviously off the water as well. Yeah. You two are probably the most colorful characters that are out there talking to in the pits. And
Billy Moff's pretty good. He's pretty colorful.
Billy's good. Yeah. But I mean, there's just it's just a matter of time before Reese will crack a joke that'll make me fall over.
And we're always about busting each other's balls, so that's good.
Yeah, we always do. But I got to get a lot lower to get yours. So.
Yeah. Well.
That's how it goes.
You were saying one time that because you're concrete guys, it's the way the Jackhammer name came up, and then you said you were considering getting the sponsor of Off, the insect repellent, the bug spray, so you could be Jack Off Racing. And I think that would be a good fit.
I've always said I'm trying to get a sponsor because I don't do no sponsors. I don't have no sponsors. I haven't really tried. And we all had that meeting one time, and we're like, "Hey, wouldn't it be cool to have a sponsor?" And I remember Sara and Julian's like, "We ought to try to get a sponsor." And I said, I raised my hand. I'm like, "Hey, I got this." And they're like, "What? What?" And I was like, "Let's get the bug repellent." They're like, "Bug repellent? What are you talking about?" I said, "The Off." And Sarah's like, "That'd be kind of cool." And I was like, "Yeah, let's call it Jack Off Racing. We could do this."
Well, if you think, I mean, well, you could be Jack in the Box. That'd be a good one.
There is. We have some good fans out there. What kind of people?
I got another one. Jack Daniels. That would make a lot of sense with some of your driving.
That would make a lot of sense, wouldn't it? They'd be like, "Man, that guy's good on Jack Daniels, ain't he?" Like, hell yeah, let's make it happen.
Yeah, that's funny. I can't think of any more Jacks, but oh well, that's pretty good.
That's all. It's been good, but
so you've got your championship boat, world champion, but that's up for sale, and you are considering different options for 2024.
Yeah, we're gonna put that up for sale. I had it for sale for one day, had 3 offers on buying it, and my wife threw a fit because that was her boat and she ain't gonna sell it. But after this podcast we're doing, I think I'm gonna explain to her that the boat's for sale, and we're ready to do something different. We might stay in the same class. We might go 450s. We might go Supercat. I don't know yet.
I remember you talking about Supercat. Halfway through the year this year or something like that.
I'd love to do Supercat. The only problem is, our mechanics at Manatee Marine, them guys only know outboards. They know.
They could figure it out, but it'd be another learning curve, just like before.
Yeah, like Julian was on the victory team, so that guy, he knows the stuff, but he's like, he keeps encouraging me. He's like, "Reese, let's think outboards. Let's think outboards. You guys, when we're done racing, we can have our boat ready in an hour and a half. You guys work all night, all day.
Yeah, the crew is, on MCon's great. I mean,
Yeah,
Jake and Dave and
yeah,
Powell and Craig and Billy. I mean, but like you just keep going down the list.
yeah.
Chelsea, Lindsay. I mean, Lindsay's there freaking cleaning props and doing everything right till the end. And Tyler's always got a thing in his that he never leaves anybody behind, even if they're going to dinner or whatever. You know, and yeah, so.
Yeah.
But it
That's
does
one
take a
thing
lot
we
of
do.
work.
That's one thing we do too at our team. We don't ever leave anybody behind. You know, if our mechanics are there, we're there. Julian's there. That's one thing. When you start getting a tight knit group and a tight knit family, you know, everybody's there. You know, my dad, my
Yeah.
mom.
Security. He's security. Big boy.
My dad's security. Yeah, he'll sit there on the lawn chair and make sure everything gets done right. And,
Yeah.
you know,
And
have his
your mom is there a lot too,
Yeah.
right?
My mom's our cook, so
Yeah.
we have a cook that does. We have breakfast every morning. You know, it's I'm blessed. We're very family oriented. That's one thing about this sport. You know, and I will tell you, and I'm not trying to boo-hoo about myself. We work 7 days a week. Me and Sara, we work 7 days a week, and we do get to the lake frequently. We do get to do stuff, but we work hard to play hard.
Mhm.
And when we go to the races, you know, it's no different than you, Myrick, and you bring your kids, you bring your family. This is such a family oriented sport. You know, this is a great sport for the kids, you know. My heart still goes out to whenever the kids were all riding their bike. It was in Michigan City, you know, your kids are there and
Yeah,
all
the little
that.
Stasics in their scooters, and it's
Yeah.
it's great to watch that generation, our little ones, run around together and be friends and all that. Callie's a little cutie, and
Yeah. Yeah.
I always enjoy seeing all of them.
Yep.
I mean,
Today
it was pretty funny. We had a picture of all of them on their bikes, and you know, it was put in Speed. I think Speed on the Water put it out there, and I think you might have done it too at Speedboat. But anyway, it was all of them lined up like they were a big gang. It was pretty neat.
It's a great picture.
Them kids are, you got Vinny's kids, you got all these kids, all these racers' kids. That's one thing is we all got each other back. If there's, God forbid, if there was an accident or if there was something, we're here for each other. We are a big happy family. We might be a dysfunctional family every once in a while, but we are a happy family.
Yeah, that's right.
We all got each other back, you know.
Yeah.
Myrick's blessed. He has a hot wife, so I mean, I can definitely. Me and Sara will take her in a heartbeat. You know.
That's nice.
I got your back, bro. Don't worry about it.
Thanks, buddy.
You're welcome. You're welcome.
Well, that's what the coolest thing is.
Better tonight now knowing that.
That's the coolest thing about being at the races is just, you know, in between races, the camaraderie in between all of the pits and all the racers and the families and such. And, you know, you guys are sharing meals, you guys are sharing water, cocktails in the evening.
Yeah, it's like go to the cooler and get what you want, you know. Exactly.
Yeah. And then if you're on the strip in Key West at 2:30 and I can start doing drinks again.
Yeah, I mean, we only battle a little bit, only a little bit. I know it was funny.
The two are right. One night, I tell you what, we had a great time. The quick story is Myrick and Sara was going at it. They were just like boom, boom, and I was like sitting back, and I think Missy was there, and I looked at Missy and I said, "I wonder which one's going to try to win this time."
I don't even know what we were talking about.
I don't know what you were talking about, but I thought it was so funny that me and Missy just sat there and watched you guys go after it.
We both thought we were right. Just put it to you that way. We both thought
I'm
we
going
were
to tell
right.
you, Sara, if you ever talk to Sara, she's right 100% of the time because that's what I'm married.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I just say, yeah, you're exactly right. Yeah, it's perfect.
Smart. You know? That's exactly what I do too.
Yeah. That's called a happy marriage whenever you're just like, yeah, babe.
Yeah,
babe. Yeah, babe. That's it.
So in the span, Reese, that you've been racing, do you have a certain memory that stands out over all the others?
You know, here's my best memory of that was here's how I knew I wanted to stay in the sport. So, like 2 years in, I had an accident after accident, and it was this money, then that money. And my last time I had an accident, our boat flipped over, and I looked up, and we're trying to hook it all up, and Billy Moff jumped in there, and Julian jumped in there, and they all helped me. They knew I was in trouble, and whenever I looked at, and I'll look up to Billy every day for what he's done. He's helped me. He's helped me through my success. Just like everybody here, if I need anything whatsoever, he's kind of my man to lean on to. He's been here for, I think, longer than the sport has ever been around. Billy's old.
Yeah, I think he was in the first boat race ever.
Yeah, I think, and if I remember right, I think they had wood boats.
Yeah,
when he
for
first
sure.
started.
Yeah, and oars.
Yeah, oars. Yeah, he started with an oar, and they only had a half of a one to start with.
He is a great dude, though.
Yeah, I looked up there and I seen all these guys jumping down to help me and all this stuff. And I'm going to tell you, it was like an emotional thing right there. I look at that and I'm like, guys, this is why I do what I do. You know what I mean? This is why I want to keep going. I'm going to fix this. I'm going to do it again. And I remember going home that night and I said, Sarah, this is not my last race. And she's like, what do you mean? I said, it's in my blood. I want to do this. And eventually, I'll get good enough to maybe see a checkered flag.
Yeah.
And let me tell you, we practice, we go down there in the winter, we do all this stuff, and that was probably my most emotional time as a racer. And I look at that, and finally they kind of stepped up the medical. Sean and all them guys they just do it. I feel like I'm 100% safe going out there.
Yeah.
And that makes a big thing. What is it? 3 seconds or whatever, 15 seconds or something to get to our boat within.
Yeah.
As soon as you get over or you need help.
I watched that really cool video that was of one of the angels. I don't know which one it was, and that's what they call a lot of these divers, the angels, because a lot of them are either coming out of a helicopter or whatever. So he had a GoPro on his chest, and it was in the Billy Allen accident in Key West, to where like boat was over, helicopters down, guys going in the water, and he's looking through the window and like could tell that they're getting out, and he came up and they're out the escape hatch. But it was like, holy shit, what a wild perspective for them guys to, be hundreds of feet in the air watching the race, to next thing they're 4 feet down. I got a little guy here giving me a hug, being 4 feet down and looking in the window of a boat within 30 seconds, like you said. So it's that's wild. It was a perspective that I've never seen it like that, I guess. So
you really do appreciate that. Makes you more and more love the sport. You know what I mean? When you got people out there that, there's many times that I've turned back around to try to help another racer or do something, but I'm going to tell you, get out of the way when that crew's coming. The angels will be there within seconds, and we're so blessed with that.
Yeah.
So I think it kind of calms my family's nerves down a little more. It kind of calms the people down.
Yeah.
So
those divers, Sean and JR and the whole crew, I mean, they are serious about what they do. This is definitely not a weekend getaway hobby for them. It's their livelihood, and they're very good at it. Yeah. So it's nice to see. And you're right. I've noticed how the safety has been more aware of how the boat works, and
Correct.
more boats out there in the corners and stuff like that with the divers, and just like Doc Jansen being there in Key West to give his support. That's a big deal. I mean, because to have doctors there to make the right decisions in split second, because split seconds matter, especially when there's water involved. So anyway, yeah.
It's also a testament to It's also a testament to the manufacturers, right? Because you guys, when the boats go over, it's pretty scary. But for you guys to come out and emerge virtually unscathed, it's the build quality, the safety factors that go into the build, the integrity of the cockpit, all
Yeah.
that stuff.
I like Reese's cockpit of the Victory boat. I know that it's a small little cockpit, but the flat windows, I definitely like that thick flat window, small openings, things like that, because that's my biggest fear, is having a window failure and then it blows in. And usually when it blows in, you have all that polycarbonate or stretched acrylic. I mean, they're all supposed to be polycarbonate, but I know some of them still out there are, no, they're all supposed to be polycarbonate, but some of them are out there still acrylic. And when that acrylic comes apart, it's like freaking knives. I mean, when LPCs when Vinny was in there with him, there was actually pieces stuck in the sea deck on that back wall behind their seats.
That was at Fort Myers when they were at Fort Myers.
Yeah,
that was the same time. Talking about the Angel guys is when I think Charlie had that heart attack.
Oh yeah,
on that boat. You know,
yeah.
I'm going to tell you, they were out there. They were resuscitating him like no tomorrow and save that man's life out there. That's what you always think. And I will tell you, and people might have a hard time believing this, we race a lot harder knowing and feeling comfortable when we have the right crew and the right staff out there. You know, that's what, like Myrick says, we might run a little loose, we might run sideways, upside down, turn around. We run all different directions, and I'm okay with that as long as we have somebody that is definitely there to help us. You know what I mean? And Myrick, if something happens, I just want to let you know, please don't jump on the boat and give me mouth to mouth. I don't want that to
I'm going to
happen.
try my best not to do that.
Thank you.
I'm going to be there for you. Tell the story about the one time, I think I was leading you, but my cowling flew off or something happened.
Oh, yeah. Well, that was in Fort Myers, too. That was a good race. We always do that. Yeah, me and Myrick was going together. I was right behind him. He was in first, I was in second. We were going around the corner, and dying if I'm lying, his cowling flew off the back, and Ricky was with me. I was like, Ricky, I think we just killed a person. He's like, what do you mean? I said, we just ran over somebody. And when you got all the adrenaline going and you got everything going,
and spray.
And spray and all that stuff. We're like literally right behind him. He's like, no. I said, we just ran over somebody. Stop the boat. And he's like, no, you can't run over somebody. We're in a closed cockpit. And I was like, oh, okay. Well, I just ran over something.
Yeah.
And come to find out, we had a video of it. It was Myrick's cowling. It flew off. And we ran right over it. But my heart just dropped,
That's my biggest fear about running boats, especially on Lake of the Ozarks. Like if there's tubers out there or, wake surfers or whatever, I'm always so freaked out. And I've had dreams about it to where, we run boats so much that you're going to come around something and like in the last second through a wave, you're going to see a person in a life jacket or something like that. It just freaks me out, especially the people that pull the tubes on the main channel on a Saturday at Lake of the Ozarks. I'm just like, what are you doing? Trying to thin the herd? I mean, come on.
You must not like your kids.
Yeah.
I got to get rid of one, so this is the easy way to do it.
Yeah.
Hop on the tube in the main channel at Lake of the Ozarks.
On a Saturday, yeah.
But that is good. Yeah, but I tell you what, that was a scary thing.
Heart-stopping moment.
Heart-stopping moment. And I tell
Speaking of heart-stopping moments, you guys got to listen to this. So I'm going in the shop today, and we have this giant train horn that's normally like on our trailer or our truck, and it was just in the back of my truck from being in Key West, and we had to go get some boards. So I'm out there. I'm like, oh, this is going to be great. I get the idea, like charge it up and then go in the shop. Like, hey, we're just unloading the truck. Justice, his little office is like right inside the door, and he's in there typing away on his computer. We aimed that train horn in his office without him seeing it and hit the train. I'm still crying. My cheeks hurt from he's like because he doesn't even know it's coming. It's so loud. I think it's called the Nightmare or something like that is the name of it. And he's oh my god. It was I didn't tell anybody else in the shop I was doing it because I knew that they rat me out or whatever. But there's guys in boats like, what happened? Like I about fell, but it was hilarious. It was funny.
There's no video.
No, after we did it, I'm like, man, we should have videoed that. But I've still got it sitting there in the shop, like kind of rigged up to where I can't wait till Manir comes in there tomorrow. I'm gonna get him. Hope he's in a good mood tomorrow because I'm gonna light him up. I got Bill Allen. Oh no, not Bill Allen. I got Grant Freeman today, which he's a customer, and I forget who else. Oh, just random salesmen that come in the shop because they ain't doing anything anyway. They need to get their heart pumping.
They need to get moving.
Yeah, they need to get moving. So I got multiple people, but it's way. I do it in the parades, and I got the button up on top of the boat, and I've been doing it before. This thing's so loud, it spooks people when you hit it. So I'll see somebody and you hit the horn and what you could tell it makes them mad and you'll like, ooh, I probably shouldn't do it again. But then, you do it again and they think that Jason's in the truck doing it. So they're like throwing their hands up at him, but I got the button up on top of the boat. I'm going to get Jason beat up running this train from the top of the boat. It's hilarious. Oh, that's funny.
Okay. So let's assume that for 2024, Reese joins the 450 stock class. Myrick, are you going to be sorry to see him go, or are you going to be glad that he's out of the class?
Well, I don't know how sorry I'll be. No, I would. I love competition. I mean, I want the best people there. If I get beat, I get beat. But I want to be. I don't want to have an asterisk by my name. Well, they won this year, but that was the year that Reese stopped racing. I don't want that shit. So, like, and it happens that way. Even in sports, you're like, oh, yeah, that was, they did good until that guy quit and blah blah blah. But
let's take it one step further. What about if Reese joins the Super Cat fleet?
Yeah, come on.
Yeah,
them guys. I mean, that class is getting strong. I mean, I think we had 10 in Key West, 10 Super Cats. That's a good number too.
That was a fun race watching all you guys doing that.
Yeah,
I'll tell you what, the lake people, the HP Mafia, you guys. I mean, it was just
that Wednesday race. Yeah, that Wednesday race.
You guys you guys had it going on. You guys did a great. That's a good group of people as well. You know what I mean? Every one of you guys everyone I talked to has always been a blessing. Everybody's excited. Racers are racers.
Yeah. It is. Yeah.
Something about the lake, though. You guys have something in your water that just breeds you fast.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I think one in Key West.
It's E. coli.
Look at it. Hey, it's all the atrazine from the farm fields and all that stuff. Let's not get the green people on here and they'll be like, really? Let's check it. No, we're just joking. Okay,
we're joking. But yeah, something is in the water. There is a lot of sometimes it feels like 50%. If you think about it.
Look at it. Think about Key West. The last 3 years.
Yeah,
it was you, Billy Allen, and me.
Yeah,
and we're all lake race.
The three world champions in stock are all Lake of the Ozarks boats. The Super Cats, we got HP Mafia was there this year, and then of course
CR.
MCON and CR. Yeah.
So you got 3 of them. I mean, good competitors there. You guys were doing good. That was a fun race watching you guys. I can tell you that. I really enjoy. I really enjoy that.
Yeah, I was glad to see Vinny get up there. It's too bad that he broke his boat in the actual boat, not the engines or anything. And I feel that they're going to be coming next year along with Dirty Money, and
Yeah.
if Horsepower Mafia comes back, they were flying on Wednesday's race in Key West.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
So.
Yep. It was really
Well, then
fun.
Valder Yachts is always right there. I mean, geez, Wayne and
Yeah.
Grant. I don't know if Grant's going to be in the boat next year.
No,
I know. I've heard rumors that he might just be all X insurance in Class 1, so he can focus on with that just one boat. But
oh well.
I don't know for sure. We'll have to see what comes out.
Their mechanic sent me a picture of where Callie and Connor signed their boat at the street party the other day.
Oh, yeah.
Cool.
Like, look at this! Isn't this cute?
Oh, Gene, yeah.
Yeah, Gene sent me a picture of. He's like, "This is so cool." I was like, "Yeah, it was. It was." Let's not do that again.
Did you see that? I saw it. I forget who showed me, but it was actually at the race, and that somebody signed like, I forget, like, if you need a new driver, I'm available, and wrote his name and his phone number on there because the boat was sitting there all demolished. I was like, this guy's great. Hit a guy when he's down, hit Randy when he's down, come on.
That sounds like a Reese move.
Yeah. Was it you?
Yeah, I don't want to talk about it, but I can raise sex insurance if they need help. You know what I mean?
Homie.
Yeah.
Give me a call. You guys know my number.
This is kind of how, isn't that the way that Travis Kelce and Taylor Swift got together? Just kind of talking about that. Yeah. Hey, I'd date her. And next thing you know, you never know.
Myrick, I would date you if you ever got single. Let's start it
nice.
out. There we go.
Another one of those things that I'm real excited about.
Ray, you're kind of cute too. Let's not get excited. Won't be long. Ray will be having Jackhammer on the back of his shirt.
I know.
It'll be
I'm sure.
Or Team Jack Off.
Yeah. Well, no, we're still waiting for Jack Off. They have not come and contacted me yet. I thought for sure they would, but they this started 3 years ago, and they still haven't contacted me yet.
I mean, even the colors work.
I know that works. Right. That is. I think it could be pretty good.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
So, Reese, any plans for Christmas? What's the family doing for the holidays?
We're staying in Illinois. I'm from Pawnee, Illinois, which is a little community. Pawnee, Chatham, Springfield. That's kind of our area. We're going to stay here.
I grew up about 30 minutes from there in Mackinac.
Where'd you grow up?
Mackinac.
No way. That's kind of like where the American ethanol boats from.
Yeah, Easton right up there.
Easton, Illinois.
It's funny. Small world.
That's actually Don and them guys. It was crazy. I was pouring their shop in there, and this is before I went to Key West. I was pouring their shop, and Don and JR, Ken, and all them guys are great people. They come up to me, and JR's like, "Hey, you want to go see our boat?" And I was like, "That's kind of cool." And I'm going to tell you, it opened my eyes of life right there. You're talking about a cool thing. They bought a school and turned the school into a race shop.
Yeah.
And I'm going to tell you, them guys are first class people.
Yeah.
They've been,
for sure.
They're big fans of mine. They're the ones that kind of got me started. Actually, I thought maybe one of the brothers were going to race with me at the beginning, but I think the wives might have put a hack on that for a little bit. But they were.
I was with JD one time, and I was told to not go over this speed limit. I think it was like 165 or something like that. And I remember looking down at the GPS, and we were 194 when I lifted. And we came back, and he's a quiet guy too. JD is, and he's like, that was cool, But we come back,
and the ethanol boat,
and the ethanol boat. Yeah. It was. I think it was when I think we won it that year at like 206. So it would have been a long time ago, 9 or 10 years ago. But but we were testing it because John only had show up on race days or one day before, and this was a few days before, and it was when we were first. The uncles were trying to get the the V16s with the Pro Charger and all that, working on it. But yeah, so JD, I mean, we did the 194 pull and like, holy crap, this thing rolls, you know. So anyway,
yeah, JD was the one that was going to race with me. That's when at the beginning I was trying to get him to kind of do it, but they're great people. I didn't know you were from.
Yeah.
That explains your good looks and from Illinois, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
Well, my one and only shootout pass was in Reese's boat.
Oh yeah,
a couple years ago.
Oh, I didn't know this. I forgot.
Yes. Yeah.
Ran
They
with Ricky.
thought it was him and Ricky took it, and then remember you guys drag race CR
we did a
Racing.
heads up with CR Racing.
You know, and you guys almost got it. That was crazy.
Rob,
I remember Rob getting out, and he was like, "Man, I thought for sure you guys are going to have it." And I was like, "Hey, I wasn't in the boat." He's like, "Well, whoever was driving it was doing an awesome job." And I told him who it was, and he's like, "No way, he's that good."
Oh man!
Well, they were so much faster because he's a little guy.
Yeah, that's probably what it is. That's probably what it is. But you know, after you guys put the booster seats in there for you and Ricky, it kind of makes it a little tougher, you know.
Yeah, the phone book.
The phone book.
Yeah, I was definitely looking at.
No, you guys did a good job. No, I was blessed to see you guys. I'd love to see you guys out there. That's like it always goes back to family and fans. If anybody ever needs a ride or wants to try or test, we're always here. You know what I mean? That's one thing.
It's one of the beauties about the outboard too. I mean, you're not so worried about hours on it compared to the ticking time bombs that we have in the Super Cat class. And class 1's a little better, but it's still, you know, $150,000 engine compared to a $30,000 or $35,000 engine. So
we got a class 1 boat sitting at our shop. Actually, we're going to put it up for sale here this week, probably. You know,
what is it?
It's a 48 MTI.
So really?
It is. It is ready. We bought it. We got it all together, and we kept saying we're going to do it. And I don't know. That's one class that I probably don't want to do yet. You know what I mean? I definitely have to get some type of sponsor, some type of money, some type of something. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like our racing we do is very economical. It doesn't cost us that much. That we looked into it. We have the boat sitting there. It's ready to go. We're kind of deciding on, you know, when to list it and when to do it. So hopefully, I'd like to see somebody get out there and fix it up. You know.
Yeah. Put it in the class 1 ranks. We're rigging a. It's got 1100s, but it's the old Bud Light Naughty Marine boat.
Yeah.
Oh, and it's getting 1100s and tractor pipes and all that cool stuff is going in it now. And it's always been one of my favorite boats just because in 06.
You probably ran that boat, haven't you?
I've ran it a lot, but I've never officially raced it. Never in a official race, I don't think. Nope. I've been in test sessions and going around the course that way, but never actually dropped the flag, and not that I can remember. I'm getting bad with my age though, trying to remember all the stuff.
I would agree with that. You're getting old, Myrick.
Yeah.
You're getting old, brother. I remember when you had hair.
Yeah.
You know.
I remember when I didn't have gray patches right here or gray.
Yeah.
I had the oldest guy in the shop the other day, Denny, and not dissing him because he's old, because he's a good guy. But he goes, "Man, you're getting gray." I'm like, man, that's great. Then when I'm trying to read something like the bottom line on the TV, I'm like, you know, like trying to see like sports score. Like when I trying to see how long this podcast's going, I'm like, oh, you know, we're at 1 hour and 3 minutes. That eye doesn't do it as well.
Yeah. Well, you just got something shot in your eye just a little bit ago, I think.
Yeah.
Before the thing you were telling us
about.
I
was doing eye drops because I sat down and looked. I'm like, man, my left eye is bright red. It was from the Performance Boat Center Christmas party last night, maybe. I don't know. But then Missy gives me some eye drops, and I'm looking at it. I was like, this kind of looks like veterinary or something. She's looking it up and she's telling me it's eye drops and arguing with me. And then she goes, oh, it's on Chewy's website. It might be eardrops for the dog. I'm like, oh, great. Glad I shot that in my eye. But anyway,
it was further around its butt when it had tapeworm.
yeah, when it gets inflamed, maybe it'd take the red out.
Yeah, it might take the red eye and it might make your eye smaller or something too, you know.
It turned it into a brown eye, not a green.
For sure, you know.
Well, Reese, you'll have to let us know when you decide which direction you're going to go
Yeah.
for the offshore racing season next year. And you guys are two of the best ambassadors for the sport. So
thank you,
can't wait to see
Ray.
you guys
That's nice.
competing with one another
There's a
next
lot
year.
coming from you guys, and
Absolutely.
like I always said, and this is for our fans, for everybody. And I'll speak for mine too. If anybody has any questions or concerns or anything about racing, come talk to us. We want to see you out on the race course. We want to see new people out there. If it wasn't for the young, wasn't for Myrick's son, my son, you know,
next
Kale,
gen.
Callie's 7 years old. Her birthday's today, actually.
Oh, really?
Happy
Cool.
birthday, Callie.
Yeah. She's it's her birthday. But if it wasn't for that generation, Callie is all about racing with her brother. She wants to race with Connor so bad. You know,
That's neat.
Awesome.
I think it'll be a good adventure. So, and everybody out there.
Well, I'm sure she looks up to Taylor Sism and stuff like that. Then.
Oh yeah. She thinks that's cool that there's some girls out there racing.
Yeah.
You know,
I think that's cool too.
I think it's very, you know, this is not just a man sport and you think you're big and bad and then you're all of a sudden they're like, you just got beat by a girl.
Yep.
Like, oh no, here we go again.
Right?
Yeah. So
sure.
even if I go to 450 class next year or do something, I might be getting beat up by a girl. But
I bet you, if you do go to 450 class, you're probably going to get beat by a girl.
Several times.
But she is the national and world champion. Is she both?
Yeah.
Was she both, world?
Right?
Not world this year.
Not
no.
world. Year before.
Yeah. Sean got, or was it?
It was Willie and Sean. Yeah, Willie and Sean.
Willie Cabiza.
Yeah. Willie's he's been working hard at this racing.
Yeah.
So I'm glad to see him get up there too. And
we were so happy for him because
he's such a good, super good dude.
Super good.
It's crazy when you just go into like we're doing, like you talk about Billy, you talk about Willie, you talk about, and like, or you talk about Tyler, talk about Lindsay. They're like, such a good dude, good dude. That's so cool that we have that many cool people.
The Doug Wright group is even getting into racing, which I think is kind of cool as well. You know what I mean? That if you guys know JR's kind of the main guy of the whole group, and I think
JR is hyper competitive.
Oh my gosh, he's competitive. He's got his boy out there doing it. I think I like to see the manufacturers getting in the sport, you know.
For sure.
Randy.
Yeah, MTI's in it big.
Doug Wright is in them. I just love to see that stuff, you know.
Yeah.
That's one good thing about this sport is, so if there is a problem or a concern, you know, they're there to
Milton helped us out, you know, at the race, and then Jordan Armanzi's there helping. I mean, talk about a way to get into racing with their white glove service as far as MTI goes. You buy a 39, you can literally tell them have it there, and they'll have it under the tent, ready to go to the water for you. You show up and go boat racing. The Meads do it, the Mead family, and I mean, talk about competitive this year. I know that he was the young Mead. I can't remember his name right off the top of my head. Caleb. He was hanging around and asking some really good questions, and you could tell he's going to be a badass one day. And not that he already isn't, but I was talking to him like, "So you excited for QS?" Well, I can't miss that much school. And it's funny to me thinking that, you know, he's still in high school, you know, out there. And what a cool experience.
That young guy really chewed it up and Sheboygan, didn't he? He
Oh,
did a
man.
really good job. I'm going to
Yeah.
tell you, that is one good thing. That's what I always said about these young racers. I love to see that. I love to see that with these kids and getting out there. And I mean, one of these days we're going to get old. I know you guys probably have a hard time believing that because how sexy I am at the age I am. But I am going to get old one day, Myrick.
What are you? 45?
45. Man, you guys thought I was in the 30s whenever you guys first asked me before this podcast,
Yeah.
But
That's exactly what I was thinking.
yeah, 45. And I got some gray too, just to let you know. I got some gray for sure, and we got a lot.
Well, before we started, you mentioned that you may or may not have pants on, so
I do not wear pants during podcasts because I got to let things breathe.
Don't stand up, no matter what.
I'm gonna tell you, it is. It feels good down here because I mean, this computer has a fan on it, and
Just like being in the boat, huh?
just like being in the boat. I
Got a
come
fan blowing on you.
whenever you get in there. Whenever you're there. They always say, "Do you need a fire suit for that?" It's so small it ain't gonna hurt. It'll be just fine. It'll be just fine.
I tell you what, don't. Fire suit is, I mean, it might save my life one day, but until that point, I hate it. It is the worst thing in the world.
I put one on because we were talking about that. I put one on. What scares me is how do you swim out of that?
Oh,
that's a challenging thing that itself right there.
Yeah.
And it's hot.
Oh,
and
it's so hot.
You're gonna pass out and all that stuff, but I know it's a safety thing as well.
Yeah,
so
I get
we want to be
but
safe.
you look good, Myrick.
Oh yeah,
he does.
I look like look like a little Vienna sausage.
Yeah. I remember looking out at Cocoa Beach. You guys, you were trying to get yours put on. You were having a heck of a time. Your wife was out there trying to
get sweating.
Oh my gosh, I was dying laughing.
Try to put
as soon as he gets it on, he looks like a little sausage cake coming out.
Oh, I know. I'm like, man, it's already gonna be hard enough to get out of this thing if I'm upside down, and let alone put me in a snowsuit.
Yeah. What about the time you had to go pee in the boat? Let's talk. Guests probably need that, Guests probably need to know about that.
He showed the video on a previous podcast. GoPro. The GoPros are on. Look at my little dick. No way. No way.
Yes, yeah. That's why that's
Ray's,
what GoPros are good
hey,
for.
don't think Ray's this mister. Like, he loves busting balls.
Oh yeah.
But it's usually through photography. Like him and Vinny will send me on my birthday or something. It's freaking talk about getting roasted. It's like a roast.
Yeah.
But it's great.
That's why iCloud is the best stockpile for saving all the photos and videos.
I know. Vinny, I mean, he'll keep it and be like, "That's gonna be a good one." You're like, "What'd you do?" And you're like, "Oh no, you found something and you're gonna put it in the archives to pull out a year from now or something like that."
Absolutely, yeah.
I just got one today from Vinny of somebody at the airport or something. the stuff that he comes up with.
Yeah, that guy sitting in.
I said, I swear, if I am, he sits in the desk doing the truck and stuff. I swear he's thinking about the next thing to put on there. But I don't want to don't be in front of him. Don't be behind him because he will do it. I remember Sara eating a sausage in Key West one time.
And he got a video of it.
Can you imagine how that worked? And then he goes and filters it and makes this. And makes
yeah. He'll be getting a Photoshop soon.
Oh, literally, he'll find a picture and 30 seconds later, he's totally changed it. And it's terrible.
Yeah, he's got a Christmas card of you.
Myrick. Great. Yeah. Where he's holding me like a little baby. Yeah. Yeah. With one of my one eye moments.
Yes.
Guess it's time for LASIK.
Right.
What's your plans this year? What are you wanting to do? What are you going to do when you get big? What are you thinking?
I don't know. We're going to do some holiday. We're going to go a little just to Iowa to Sundown Mountain and do a little bit of kids have never been skiing. I don't want to take them all the way out to Colorado right off the bat, and want to let them try that a little bit, and
Nice.
and then back to building some boats for all the Miami stuff, because it won't be long and it'll be February and we'll be down in Miami for the Miami Boat Show trying to sell some boats.
You're right.
And then we'll be right back into boat racing. I see everybody putting the emails together on what races to be in and stuff like that. There's a lot of possibilities in races, as far as if you wanted to go racing this year, you could probably do 15 or 16 races.
I think there's 18 total.
Yeah, 18. Yeah.
If you want to be 100% on all the schedules, I think it's 18. That's crazy.
Yeah.
Wow. That's a lot.
Obviously, we're not going to do that.
No, we usually try to aim for that 8 counting Key West, something like that.
Yeah, we try to do the same thing, 8 and stuff like that. But while we're talking about Doc Jansen has a really cool, which you probably seen that, a really cool snowmobile trip for all the boat racers.
You gonna do it?
We just signed up for that today.
Did you?
Billy invited us out in Key West. Like, you got to come out and document all the shenanigans. He's got one night. He's got one night reserved for farm animals costumes.
Yeah.
Oh man, you're going, aren't you, Reese?
Oh yeah.
I was gonna say you're gonna fit right in.
I've done a lot of farm animals, so I know exactly what to do. I can make this work.
Is it gonna be a sheep?
Yeah, it's gonna be bad. It's gonna be bad. But he's got a pretty cool thing. You're going out there. It's gonna be it's pretty cool. You can take snowmobiles, rent snowmobiles, go out there.
Yeah,
that's one thing that we kind of looking forward to. And then Ryan Walker put a little trip together for the racers to go to Mexico. So we're gonna go.
Nice.
We're gonna probably go out there and. They go for a week, but I can't go. I got to work. This racing's expensive. I'm going to go for a couple days, fly down to Mexico, and have fun there, and then go do the snowmobile thing. And I think it'll be good. Have you ever done that, Ray? Have you done the snowmobile stuff?
Never been.
Have you done it, Myrick?
No.
I want to tell you, if you're a speed thriller, that's the thing to do.
That's what everybody says.
It's very beautiful out there.
Vinny always invites me up there to go trail riding and stuff in Wisconsin, but this year he said he was going to do it, but I guess they have a lack of snow there right now. So.
Oh, really?
Yeah, that's what he said. So he might come and go skiing with us. We just got a VRBO there and by Sundown Mountain. I think it's Dubuque, Iowa. Jason Billmeyer's from around that area. So he says he's got a Sprinter van to haul us all around. So why not?
Nice.
That'll be cool.
Yeah,
that's great.
Nice. That'll be definitely fun.
Well, Reese, thank you for joining us. This has been another episode of the Boats and Bros podcast with world champion Reese Langheim of Team Jackhammer, perhaps soon to be Team Jack Off, and fellow world champion Myrick Coil and my bro. You guys, thank you so much. Have a very Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays, and please remember to subscribe, like, rate, and share. Reese, thank you so much.
Thanks,
Thank
Reese.
you, guys.
See you guys.
Thank you.
This podcast is powered by Speedboat Magazine. Subscribe now at speedboat.com for 9 power-packed current issues a year direct to your mailbox.